Why do people struggle to say no to toxic people in their lives? Perhaps you are wondering why so many people struggle to say no to toxic people in their lives. It's a two-letter word that has a lot of weight. There is a fear that saying no to someone else will lead to feelings of rejection within the other person, or that others might later reject them. Saying no may contradict what you stand for as an individual. Some people experience embarrassment, and others may experience guilt. Some people worry about what others will think about them if they say no, and whether or not their reputation is now at stake for not giving in to a request. According to Psychology Today, people have a need to be socially attached and not excluded. As a result, they feel the need to say yes so that they can garner social approval. According to Shobha Srinivasan, Ph.D., and Linda E. Weinberger, Ph.D., the desire for social approval generates a feeling that they are a part of a unique group of individuals. They are acting as a vital team player. They are not difficult to work with in the workplace. They know how to compromise. The need to have other people's stamp of approval. A need to avoid being left out of the group. Also, they worry that telling others no will disappoint someone else, or that others might become angry with them. Lastly, they fear that others may think they are rude and uncaring for choosing themselves over others. How did they get here? Why can't they easily say no? Some of this aversion to saying no to someone else, even a toxic person, has to do with their upbringing. Close your eyes and mentally journey back to a time when you were a child. When adult figures, a school teacher, parent, grandparent, or coach in your life asked you to do something, you had to do what you were told, and saying no was not option. Saying no was impolite, disrespectful, and unconscionable. Many find it difficult to start saying no because this was ingrained in them. In the short term, saying yes may help relieve their concern for what others will think. But on the flip side of the coin, they will suffer from the effects of saying yes to everything. Signs you may be a people pleaser. People who have a hard time saying no often get the title of people pleaser. What exactly is a people pleaser? People pleasers are those individuals who habitually dedicate themselves to pleasing others. They regularly place pleasing others above their own needs. People pleasers are genuinely good people who misassociate their willingness to help others with being kind. They view saying no to a request as being selfish and often carry feelings of guilt. They are often individuals who have endured poor treatment and may even live or work within a toxic environment. If you are a people pleaser, you did not become this person overnight. This penchant to please people grow over time. According to Amy Morin, a licensed clinical social worker, psychotherapist, and author of 13 Things Mentally Strong People Don't Do, suggests that people pleasers, when struggling to say no, will often make statements like, "I don't want to be selfish," or "I just want to be a good person." This sentiment leaves them susceptible to people taking advantage of them. Morin identifies the following characteristics that commonly define the average people pleaser who struggles to say no. You make yourself responsible for other people's happiness. People pleasers may deem themselves responsible for how someone else is feeling. Unfortunately, assuming that they can influence one person's happiness in one way or another only ends up demanding more of them. Ultimately, they must realize that only that person can help themselves. You are frequently apologetic. If you find yourself apologizing for things beyond your control or worry about others blaming you, you may be a people pleaser. You don't like it when others are upset with you. Often, some of us choose not to say no because we worry about how others will feel about them. They do not want them to be angry, and so, they compromise their values to please the other person. You hide your true feelings no matter the cost. People pleasers are not likely to give any hint to how they really feel about the ask. They will execute the request, never once acknowledging their anger, frustration, humiliation, or sadness. You avoid saying no to avoid conflict. Many people pleasers avoid saying no because they do not handle conflict very well. Unfortunately, all of those efforts to avoid conflict means they compromise standing up for themselves or their values.